eliminate and cut off 90% of people in your life. This especially ties into dating. It ties into the type of people you surround yourself with, what you eat, the type of people you work with. Okay, look, I went to the best schools growing up, the best primary school, the best high school, and university. And I've met different types of people from different walks of life. It's nice meeting people who come from different walks of life if they're actually like productive and they make your life better. Or you can offer them something, you can at least teach them and offer them something in return, and then they, you benefit each other. But the reality is that's not the case. People who come from different walks of life, I've experienced no, it's usually people who are they tend to be people who come from, they're beneath me. They come from poor backgrounds. They come from traumatic households. They come from they've had traumatic experiences, and you work with them and they don't understand much about the world. They come from a small little village and they have a very small view of the world. Now they come out into, in the big city. You talk about this, you talk about that. They're like, no, what is that? They're like, it's like a person who's been living under a rock this whole time. They're not well versed on how the world works. You say certain things, they get offended. And it's like, dude, how the hell is it? And it's like, at some point you're like, okay, you know what? Let me know. Whenever you deal with this person, just say, hi, bye. Okay, cool, nice. You just keep it very simple. And then there's fewer people who you can actually work with and build something with. This is why I stress, most people you need to eliminate. And I'm not talking to most people when I say this. I'm talking to you, Mr. Average Know Me, who is somewhere out there trying to find someone or something who can give you this type of advice. Because trust and believe, you're not the only one. Okay? You've made your way to this video for a reason. And I'm trying to let you know that if you think that most of the people you've met who are scallywags, that's the end of be. Oh no. There's greener pastures in life. But for you to make it there, you're gonna have to shed off dead weight. Shed off some dead weight. Looking at the Egyptian Empire, there's a reason why the elites, the emperors, the gods, Amun-Ra, Sekhmet, Heknut, these gods would have children and mates within their own. This is why I've said this before. Cleopatra was actually a midget who was like deformed and tiny, and she has like genetic deformities here and there. Why? Because her parents are related. Why are parents related? Because it's they want to keep the royal blood pure. It's not so pure. Well, pure in a disgusting fashion. They practiced incest because they kept the royal blood exclusive. They didn't mate amongst the peasants. They mated amongst their own. Now, I'm not saying you to do. I'm not saying you to do the same thing. No, of course not. Okay, you don't need to do that today. But if you're gonna have children, okay, genetics matter. Don't procreate with people who've experienced trauma. Don't procreate with people who come from a low, impoverished economic background, because people who come from economic backgrounds, they come with a lot of negative attributes, traits, and beliefs. They're peasants, in other words. And when I say this, it can be people of any race, There's poor people of any and all races. Look at the whites. You get your middle class folks. You get your upper class folks. You get your middle class folks. You get your lower class folks. I like to call them the Stone Cold Steve Austin trailer park trash. As a person who comes from a middle class, you want to either date within your own, or if you really want to take advantage, you want to aim for someone who comes from an established upper middle class. Not because you're gunning for their money. No, especially as a man, no. You're supposed to be building. But people who are of an upper class echelon, come from an upper class echelon, there are certain beliefs, values, and traditional norms of which they practice that helped them to get up there in the first place. These people don't talk, they don't curse like they don't swear and say things like salty sailors. They tend to talk in a very bourgeois sense because they care about what other people think. Why? Because they have something to lose. Can you imagine Elon Musk going back and forth with Sexy Red? Talking about, oh, F you and F you and... No, Elon Musk would be like, no, I don't have time to argue with. I have a multi-billionaire company to run, like SpaceX or Tesla or Twitter X. Look at Jay-Z. He's a multi-millionaire, or no, he's a billionaire. Remember when that clip of Solange, the younger sister of Beyonce, was like hitting him on the elevator? Jay-Z was like, oh yeah, oh what bitch, oh let's squabble, yeah, let's go ahead and squabble, yeah, F you up. No, he was like, bitch, get away, hey, security, get off me. And then when they're out, immediately when the elevator doors opened, they were, they were faced with the paparazzi, the public, and they were like, even Beyonce was like walking, strutting like nothing happened. Why? Because their image matters. They have something to lose. Their reputation matters, okay? Because if you have something to lose, you have to care about what your stakeholders think. Therefore, you're going to act accordingly out in public. Yeah, you may have some dysfunctions going on behind the scenes. You may have your arguments, sure, but out and about in public, generally speaking, they're going to carry themselves in an upright, bourgeois sense, in a respectable sense, in a civilized sense. Why? Because stakeholders are watching. And this is what low-class people don't understand. They smoke, they drink, they're downing, beers and alcohol. They curse, they talk any kind of way, they act any kind of way in public. They don't care because they don't have anything to lose. If you're a multimillionaire, you can't afford to be caught drunk, wasted like that, with your legs spread apart. Because guess what? Your sponsors are gonna pull out brand deals. They're no longer gonna associate with you, and that's how you lose everything. So, do you get what? This is the main point today. Genetic memory. You want to procreate with people who come from stable backgrounds because it is in their genetics. People who come from royalty, they're not quick to fight. You know those people. You bump them. Walking across the streets, accidentally bump them, or you step across them. They're like, oh, what the fuck, bro? You know what? Oh, come on, man! No, fuck you up, ninja! Fuck you up, ninja! Low-class peasants, very emotional, very quick to jump the gun. They have this knee-jerk reaction to dysfunction, fighting, swearing, trying to shoot and kill each other. People of royalty, they're not quick to jump the gun. they hardly ever squabble. Hardly ever. And if they do squabble, you know what they do? They play poker. You know the movie Casino Royale? A gentleman's game. High stakes. All decided by, a game of poker. Intellect. Purchasing of businesses. Tech giants. You know what the tech giants do? When they, take each other over. They buy each other's businesses. Mark Zuckerberg bought Instagram. I almost said Facebook. Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg is Facebook or Meta. Purchased Instagram, WhatsApp, Snapchat, maybe? No. You get it. People of higher value, people of means, people of consequence, they move a certain way, and they definitely do not move a certain way. Procreate with people who come from a healthy background, who've experienced a healthy childhood. Why? Because you're gonna repeat and you're gonna reproduce people who are gonna behave in a healthy sense out in society. Who you procreate with matters because there's something called genetic memory. The things that your forefathers experienced is gonna repossess you or your children or your grandchildren later in some shape or form. People who drink, alcohol, it stays within your bloodstream, and then that person has a child, and then you wonder why that child is like, I have a craving for alcohol. Folks, dysfunction, it continues down generations. You don't wanna cross roads with someone who's carrying dirty, dysfunctional, degeneracy, behaviors and mentalities and spirits.